Is.
Okay.
Right. And now we're in for a little bit of a treat now. This is my first interview, official interview of 2025. So it's nice to invite my next special guest onto my segment. So welcome to my first special guest. We have Nathalie Miranda. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Looking forward to what this year will bring. How's 2024 been for you, surmised?
Oh, do you know what? It was a difficult year for me, to be honest. I had a lot of plans, nothing went to plan. So I think I'm proud of what I managed to get done, sort of given the circumstances. But I'm looking forward to a whole brand new year and hopefully things will go better.
Great. Well, like 2024, maybe use that as a gateway for the best things to come for this year then.
Yes.
Right, so we're going to touch on everything now. Um, and having read a little bit about your background, I understand, you put so much determination to get to where you are now. How you says like last year was not so kind to you. Do you feel that the ride, how has the ride been with you overall? Has there been ups and downs, highs and lows?
I would say, as a general sort of rule of thumb, my music career has had more is I've always found I've had to struggle and really really fight to be heard or to be given a
Yeah.
chance. And last year there was just a whole bunch of things that went wrong. I started off the year really ill, and it kind of put lots of things backwards. Things got delayed, but I because of that I had to fight even
Yeah.
harder. To get bookings, to get
Mm,
the music ready, to get the music videos out there. So but yeah, I'd say generally it's been really hard for me over the years to be taken seriously, to be given a chance, and I'm really grateful for this night sort of group of people that have believed in me over the
yeah.
years that still do give me that chance.
Yeah. I think in life, in any field, you do have to fight for, to get to where you want to be sometimes.
Yeah, fight for your right.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. It was Martin Fry from ABC who said that once, which
All
is very
right.
true. Right. So, how long would you say you have been like composing music for? Just looking at your background there, obviously you're studio based. You write and perform music on the whole. How would you say like, you've been in the music field in total?
So I've been playing the piano since I was really little, about five, and I was classically trained on the piano. And I think that kind of, well, it definitely helped me when I got older and I started writing songs and lyrics and music. So that definitely sort of put me in good stead for the future. I've been sort of in the music industry per se since I was about 17 or 18. That's when I made my first demos and I went to a studio for the first time and really got to grips with how it works and things. So yeah, I mean, it's. I've been writing a really long time, and I certainly was writing lyrics and melodies before I ever met anyone that could help me put everything together into a song. It's an ongoing. I mean, it's something you have to commit to.
Yeah.
100%. You're always learning. You're always improving, and you're finding things that you might need help with. Some things, for example, I have to work with a producer because I can't produce music. So it's an evolving thing, an ever
Hmm.
evolving process. But I'm lucky to have this studio here at home where I can do everything.
Great. Every day's a school day. So you're
Yes,
based in England, UK.
I am. I'm in London.
Oh, nice. That's a good place to be.
Yeah, I think so.
Right. So being a singer, musician on stage was always what you wanted to be. Have you had like any other occupations you've had in your life where you thought, this wasn't meant to be for me?
I've had many sort of, part-time jobs or full-time jobs, mostly office-based. I've also worked in coffee shops and, hospitality and things like that. I tutored a little bit as well, tutored singing and languages, but, it always ends up coming back to music. There's just obviously need to work. Sure, you've got to pay the bills, obviously, but
Yeah.
it definitely there's something inside you that's just like, no, no,
Yeah.
no, I can't do this anymore. I've got to just go back to the music. But yeah, it's always what I've wanted to do, 100%.
That's understandable. And then into this new year, we start to think of like new goals and ambitions. Have you had any ambitions in mind for this year?
Do you know what? Because last year went so badly, I'm kind of not saying what I want to do this year. I know what I want to do and I'm kind of manifesting it, but I'm not going to put it out there so openly
Yeah.
just in case it doesn't happen again and I won't be so disappointed. But yes, I do have certain goals that I definitely want to achieve. For example, like releasing another 3 singles. That's definitely what I'd like to do.
Yeah. Right then let's take a look at your discography. One thing I did want to touch on is your work with the dance music genre.
Yes.
I was particularly impressed at your soulful house work. On these records, your voice really does shine through.
Thank
And
you.
with those records, perfect to spin on a like a cocktail bar on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
You released a song called "Soul on Fire" and "Gimme Good
Yes.
Love" really caught the attention of my ears.
Excellent. Well, I'm glad you like them. So the dance projects came about by chance through a friend of a friend in 2017, and they were looking for a kind of diva-like vocal, and it started out with just they wanted a singer. They had written something and they wanted someone to sing it. But we got on so well that we ended up in a writing partnership as well. So I would say most of these dance tracks are co-writes. So I've written the lyrics and the melody, and then I've put my vocal on it. And it's not my favorite thing, to be honest, but I'm very grateful for those opportunities because it definitely got my voice to other producers' ears. And it's fun sometimes just to do something a little bit different, and
Yeah.
they're definitely different to what I do in my sort of solo world. Um, and yeah, they're my most streamed songs, which is which is good, I guess, because people are enjoying them. But I'd obviously prefer my own music to be
Yeah.
my most streamed music.
Yeah. Sometimes
But
it's yeah.
yeah,
Sometimes it's nice just to try something different to open new avenues in life.
yes, absolutely,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And do you? I know you write your own songs, but have you wrote for other artists, so just the lyrics and the music, where you don't sing on the actual tracks?
Yes, I've done a lot of, I've had a lot of briefs come to me, so I submit for those briefs. Some of them have been successful, some haven't, but it's almost, I do enjoy that as well because I feel like the pressure's taken off you a little bit because all you have to do is kind of get the song across. You don't have to worry so much about getting everything perfect like I do with my music. But yeah, I've certainly written for a lot of, there's an Italian duo, producing duo that I work with quite a lot, and we write music for younger artists
Yeah,
in Italy that are now up and coming,
yeah,
and it's another sort of side to what I do,
yeah.
I guess, and it's just another way to enjoy the music creation.
Because a lot of artists think that music is predominantly UK, but if you open your eyes, you've got the whole world. We're just a
Absolutely,
small island, aren't we? So as
yeah.
you say, Italy, they've got their own like music in their own language.
Yes, yeah. And I mean, I write in English for this particular duo, but I speak quite a few languages. So because of that, I've written in Spanish for them. I've also done Greek songs for myself and things like that. So it's just, it's fun. It's all part
Yeah.
of the fun.
Yeah, good. And on to languages now, foreign languages. You released a song recently called Je m'aime.
Yes.
Someone described it as a new brilliant song, of course, in French. And did like people like Edith Piaf inspire you on this one?
Actually, no. I do like Edith Piaf actually, but no, this one was more of a pop song, and I took a lot of inspiration from Celine Dion's French
Ah,
catalogue. I love it when she sings in French, and this one is really just it's really describes my music career so far. How I will never give up. Jamais means never, so it's I will never give up ever, and the verses are very very kind of soulful and emotional, sort of saying how I've never been given the chance, but something inside of me is telling me to carry on. And I'm really humbled by the response to this song actually, because most of my fans don't speak French. They're mostly in Latin America or English speaking. And despite that, they've all messaged me and said, I don't know what you're saying, but it's made me cry.
mm,
And I really, really feel so emotional after hearing this song. And that means a lot to me because I don't think you need to understand language to really understand the meaning of a song.
Mm,
And I feel like I've done my job right when I get messages like
mm.
that. So it's been a really good project, that one. I really
That's
enjoyed
nice to
it.
hear. Have you had a good response from, say, Canada? I know they speak a little bit of Francais over there.
I've had more listeners from France, to be
Okay.
honest. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
mainland
did try
France.
to, yeah, I did try to reach out to all French-speaking areas in the
Yeah.
world, but I mean, it was just, I didn't hear back from
No.
quite a few of them, but I tried.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And have you released an accompanied music video for Jamais? I know that I've seen like on Spotify a little short on there. You're quite animated, expressive, you know.
Yes, every song, with every single, I will release music videos. It's my favorite part.
Wow.
It's a chance to just be really expressive and change my look and my style. That video was actually done at a local theatre, and they gave us the premises for free, which was amazing, and we just
Yeah.
used it. Yeah, music videos are really important to me, but that music video especially was fraught with problems as well because we filmed it on an iPhone in low lighting and we didn't think about it properly. So we had to do a little bit of magic in the editing process
Hmm,
to kind of make it, look good. So I'm really proud of that.
that's good. Got the final product in the end.
Yes.
Yeah. Um, what I like about Jamais as well was the crescendo. So you start off on this song, there's a kind of a build up, and then you go into, your full, you know, piece.
Yes. And you enjoyed that.
Yeah, like the crescendo, like the build up,
Thank
it
you.
was good.
I
Right.
wanted to do something that was gonna surprise people because it is such, it starts off so soft, and I kind of
Yeah.
thought if suddenly there's this big drum roll and there's a huge chorus, people will pay attention, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And where do you get like you say your creativity and your concepts when songwriting and composing? Like say, just for example, some of the best ideas come to me when I'm taking a walk, say.
Do you know, it's a variety of things. I mean, more recently for me, it's been I could be watching a movie and a character will say something, and I'll just be like, oh my God, that's really good. And I have to kind of stop and write down an idea.
Mm,
It could be something that I've been through, it could be something that a friend of mine has been through, it could be anything. But the most important thing for me is that it's authentic and that I can express it in a way that is going to sound realistic. You know,
mm,
that's really important to me because I want people to relate to my music and to feel like they're not alone in whatever the situation might be.
yeah.
So yeah, just I'm keeping my eyes and ears open
Yeah.
everywhere I go.
Yeah. Like some of the best ideas come to you when you least expect it.
Yes,
Mm,
absolutely.
mm. Right. Just looking at your back catalogue again, you released a song called Catch 22. Could that be a song about being in, say, predicament?
Yes, it's a very good way to describe it. Yeah, I wasn't, I'm never sort of specific when I talk about the song. I mean, it could be whatever you want it to be when you're hearing it. For
Yeah.
me, it's a song about a relationship. You don't know whether to listen to your heart or your head. But some of my fans have said other things, you know, so it's however you want to interpret it. But that song's really special actually because I wrote, recorded, and released it during lockdown. And it was the song that really introduced me to a wider audience. So I'm very grateful for that
Yeah.
song.
Wow. It's like when you look back at that time, the pandemic, it seems like a different world now, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. Like 5 years. Wow, where's that gone to?
That's so long ago now.
Yeah, yeah. Right. And also Catch 22, is that taken from an album as well? Is that like an album track?
It's not. I tend to release singles. Well, I have released singles apart from my very first mini EP
Hmm.
from 2017. I prefer singles because as an unsigned independent artist, I think I have an advantage of being able to just do whatever I want. I can change my sound, my look, my genre, and I enjoy it. I enjoy experimenting and challenging myself and kind of surprising my fans as well. So that's why I feel singles work better for me.
And what do you enjoy most of being an independent act?
I think it's really having the power to make your own decisions and to be in control of simple things like what to wear, you know,
Yeah,
or where I can gig or who I can work with. I mean, obviously, it would be having the benefit of a record label. There are clear benefits in some
mm,
respects, but I'm so used to being an independent artist now. I think I would really
yeah.
struggle having someone tell me what to do.
Yeah. It's like back in the
Yeah,
day when
so
records companies, they made like so much money off like, CD sales. I think even
yeah,
record companies are struggling now to,
yeah,
you know, what's the word, profit or,
yes.
so a lot of indie artists going that way, aren't they? Do it themselves.
Yeah, yeah, we're taking the power back.
Yeah, that time. Um, you also released a song called Red Light as well. That's available on streaming platforms.
Yes.
Describe that as a mid-tempo pop ballad, would you say?
Yes, Red Light is so it's part of the three-track EP called Bulletproof, and that was my first release. Yet it is a mid-tempo pop ballad. It's also it kind of sounds it's kind of got a minor kind of sound to it, but the message of the song is very positive.
Hmm.
And there's the same juxtaposition with the music video. It's everyone interprets it very differently, which I find really fun reading all the different interpretations. But yeah, it's a fan favorite, which is really fun,
Yeah,
and I'm very happy that people responded well to that song.
yeah. And writing in a minor key, would you say it's quite a melancholy key to write in?
It is, and I do like writing in minor key. I must be honest. Yeah,
Thoughtful.
yeah,
Yeah, thoughtful.
reflective.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. And with Red Light, was the recording process of doing this track a fun experience?
Do you know what? It was so long ago now. I need to think back. It was actually quite. It was different. I'll tell you why. Because the version I released, that's now out on streaming platforms, was actually a demo. It was never mastered. I think I was so new to doing everything myself. I uploaded the wrong version. The version you hear on the music video is the correct version with all the backing vocals. So there's kind of two versions out there, but it's kind of I think it's quite cute. I was so green, I didn't know what I was doing, and the fans just really love it. So they're still
Mm.
listening to it, which is the main thing. But it was an interesting track because I couldn't think of a chorus for it, and I happened to be at a red light in the car,
Yeah.
and my husband said to me, "Should we run a red light?" Obviously, we didn't,
Mm.
but I was like, "Oh my god, that's a really good lyric for the song we're writing," and that's what kind of inspired
Mm.
the hook.
Yeah. Listening to your vocals, obviously you're a powerhouse, you got a powerful voice.
Thank
Um,
you.
what style, I don't like to use the word genre, but what styles do you think showcases your vocals best?
I I would categorize. I kind of put everything I do under pop, but it's kind of pop, but including every other genre, if you see what I mean. I'm inspired by every single genre,
Yeah.
and I like to take what I like from these genres and just kind of make it into my own sound.
Mm.
So I would say pop for sure, but it's kind of flecked with all my favorite types of
Yeah.
music from over the years and my favorite artists. It's all kind of mixed into a big pot to create
Yeah.
my sound.
That's good. And what I like about pop music, you can umbrella-lize it,
Yes.
branch it off. I discovered soul pop as well the other day for the first time, modern
Yes.
soul pop, and never really occurred to me that's still like c contemporary in the charts.
Yeah. There
Wow.
are so many different genres right now.
Yeah, yeah. But what I like about you, like from what I've gathered, is you don't necessarily define your sound. You're simply Nathalie Miranda. You're just yourself.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
Mm. You also released a song called Back to Life. Could this be a song about rising from the ashes and flying high again?
Oh, absolutely. Back to Life was actually not written for myself. I wrote it to submit for a brief many years ago, and it kind of just it got rejected, and it just sat there in my catalog. And so back in 2022, I was looking for the next song to release, and I said to my producer, "Oh my God, what about Back to Life?" And he was like, "Oh God, we have to dig it out, and we've got to do a whole new production and everything." And but it kind of was the right time because I was at a point in my life where I just about had enough of being told to change my sound, my look, stick to one genre, all these silly rules that
Mm.
people give you, and it was perfect for where I was at that time. And I think it's an empowerment anthem. That's how I always describe it. And it's kind of non-stop. It's got this four to the floor beat, and it's a fan favorite. I love performing it live as
Yeah.
well because it's just it's so fun, and it's got this huge like big rise after the middle eight, which is always super fun to perform live, especially with a guitarist and a percussionist. Is yeah,
Mm.
one of my
And like
favorites.
being on stage, you mentioned like performing live in front of an audience. If you could open for a show for any artist, who would it be? Like they don't have to be well known.
No, oh my goodness. I I think I'm just going to say something super crazy like Christina Aguilera.
Okay,
Because I'm a huge fan of hers, but I also think we write in a similar vein. We talk about the same kind of topics. It's a crazy dream, but it's good to dream.
yeah. Well, she's a fighter in one of her
Yes,
songs. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And is there any moments in your career that you may like to relive? Would what would that be?
Relive or change?
Yeah, or both. Yeah, let's go
Yeah, or
change.
both.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I wish that I could go back to when I was just starting out and really just be more confident and stop listening to all the noise from other people, like, you should be doing this and or you can't do that because of this or whatever. I was a very shy kid, and I think it hindered me in a bad way, and I think that's why things took a lot longer to happen for me. I worried a lot about what people thought about me, and I think it really affected my journey. It's really only in the last maybe 5 or 6 years that I've kind of gone, you know what, I don't care. I'm gonna do things my way.
Yeah.
And I think if I had had that attitude when I was younger, and kind of fresh, maybe things would have been different. But here we are.
Would you give that advice to any other would-be aspiring musicians as well?
100%. I
Yeah.
would say trust yourself, just go for it, and don't listen to what other people say in terms of, obviously take advice, but take constructive advice. Don't let other people change your route, or trust your gut instinct, basically. That's the
That's
message.
great. Great advice. Just one final thing to go. Where's best for people to follow you, like, on social media platforms? Whether you've got a website or a newsletter, what's best for you?
So I am everywhere, but the best place to find me everywhere is to go to my website, which is nathaliemirandamusic.com, and that is Natalie with a TH.
Okay.
On there is all the social links, and also if you sign up to the mailing list, which is free, you get a free download of my latest single.
Oh, wonderful. Now your latest single, would you like for me to preview it on my show for my listeners?
Well, the latest single is Jamais.
Yeah, should we
So
go with
yeah,
that?
I would love that. That'd be
Okay, we'll
great.
get that
Thank
on.
you.
Well, Natalie Miranda, thanks for joining me on today's show and answering my questions so openly. And yeah, thanks for your contribution on today's show.
Thank you so much for having me.
No worries.